What's going on, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? I want to wish everybody a happy Friday, first off, before we even get into it. And also, I know it's been a minute since I've actually been on, but I've been working on a few other things, and I'm going to try to make sure that I do not do that again. I'm going to try to make sure that I start streaming more frequently. And then also check those videos out too. You can find them on my YouTube page at The Mel's Perspective. But with that being said, you guys, with that being said, we got a lot to cover today. There's stuff going on with Diddy. There's stuff going on with Trump. I know y'all been hearing about the stuff with Tory Lanes. So we are going to talk about all that. And I tell you, you guys, I usually shy away from situations like this. I'm like, it's too much work. It's too much to cover. You know, I don't really want to get into it. But we are going to get into it today. We are going to do the investigative work in reference to Diddy, in reference to Tory Lanes, in reference to things that are going on with Trump. And then, of course, where are we going to be talking about? We're also going to be talking about women, of course. Men and women's dynamics, male and female dynamics. But with that being said, I want to go ahead and play this video for you guys. This video is actually coming from Pam, I think it's Esquire, I think, Pam Esquire. Yes. And she actually has a law firm. It's called The Law Intellect. She actually has a YouTube channel as well. Let me see if I can go ahead and read her little description here. She goes, oftentimes I hear people say, I should have been a lawyer. Honestly, they are probably right. I believe that the best lawyers were born. Best lawyers were born lawyers. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. It is a profession you know you were meant to do. In 2008, I became tired of saying I should have been a lawyer, and actually took steps to become a lawyer. Since becoming a licensed attorney, I have gained, including family law, personal injury, police represented by people from the neighborhood, to Hollywood. Okay, so from what she's saying, basically, it looks like she's vetted. She may know a little bit of what she's talking about when it actually comes to this P. Diddy case we're about to get into. This is the first time I've actually seen it. So I'm going to be watching it with you guys. But let's get into it. Let me go ahead and flip this. And hopefully we don't have any issues today, you guys. Hopefully. But we're going to cross our fingers. Let's get into it.
Yeah. 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 So many lies that you hear from the net, they don't get her respect. She reporting the truth, not a check. You want to unbiased opinion straight from the chest, not a bit of complice or someone here.
She got a nice little intro.
For a check, tune in, these are thoughts from a lawyer on a mission who goes so hard it's like she works on commission. Trolls in the comments might say she tripping cause they lack the knowledge, they don't know they missing. Got a couple current events that you like, wanna know about law from the eyes.
I want to know who did her intro. That's clean. Okay.
Out of all these blogs running lies, because they agendas are disguised. Tune in to the intellect, cause I'm sure y'all missing all the facts of the case that she steady is gifting. Someone here for the people, man, it's so uplifting. If you ain't subscribed yet, then you just omitting facts.
She got a long intro
No,
though. There we go.
hello, everyone. It is Pam Esquire, also known as your law intellect. That intro is a bop, isn't it? It's a little bop, you know. Okay,
I ain't even
okay.
heard
My
this.
son
And
did his thing on that. If you
oh, that's
are
your
new
son.
here,
Okay.
welcome. If you've been here before, thank you so much for your continuous support. If I look tired, it's because I am tired because I was at a conference since like 8 o'clock this morning. And I just got home and I figured I need to hop on here before I can't hop anymore. So I do have the transcripts of
Mm.
today's proceedings.
Y'all, we about to get into it. So I know people have been hearing little bits and pieces from different shows that they've been watching, but if you got time tonight, if you have time tonight, we're not going to give you the juicy parts. We're not going to give you the parts that you don't like. We're going to give you the whole transcript. Because what I've realized when you're listening or digesting media is that you always get the perspectives of another person and you never get to experience the whole situation for itself. And that's what we're about to do today. So let's let her keep cooking.
So we are going to go line by line, precept by precept. Now that's a whole lot of pages, all right? So I don't know how many we're going to get through, but I am certainly going to try to get through as many as I can. But the good
So you guys, this video is 4 hours and 28 minutes long. We're obviously not going to get all of that done in one night, but we are going to listen to as much as we can here. I think we got about an hour show, so let's get it.
part about having the transcript is that it's cool to have the tweets and I told you about that, but there's missing pieces to it because you can only type so much. And so I thought on the cross examination, I just wanted to see where they was going with this thing. And now we get to see exactly what was said.
Mm.
What?
Tell it, Pam.
I ain't never heard that. Where'd you get
Oh
that
my
from?
God, who the
Who
hell
told you that, girl? Are we
cares?
spreading
No, I'm just
rumors?
playing. We
I
care.
don't. I haven't heard that one. But
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to go forwards to this.
um
Me.
so the transcripts, of course, the
I don't want to waste y'all time. We gonna get
let me
into
make sure I
the
got the
actual part.
right. Ready? Y'all ready?
Okay, she brought it
So
up.
in the beginning, this is
You know
200.
what? You know what? So you guys can actually see this. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make that screen a lot bigger so you guys can see uh, what's going on here. Because I want you guys to be able to see this page. So bear with me here. We're gonna get this set up in just a second. There we go. I think that works. That works. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's bring it up. Okay. There we go.
And something pages, but in the beginning they had some issues that they ironed out. I'm not going over that because we just don't have time for that right now. Maybe I'll go over that in membership room.
Okay.
Miss Estavio, who is and I or Estavio, Miss E is the one doing the cross examinations on behalf of Diddy's team. From my understanding, they were saying there was a lot of consultation with Teen. I think her name is Tenny Garagos, who is another woman that is on the team. and there was a lot of conferring that was going on between them. So I don't know if she was told to do this at the last minute. I don't know. But nonetheless, we're going to get into it. Thank you, Charmaine and Cynthia and Portia, for the cash apps. I appreciate it.
Come on, come on.
So here's the cross. Good morning, Miss Ventura. Good morning. You and Sean Combs were in love for 11 years, right? Yeah. During that time, you loved him. I did, yes. And you believed that he loved you as well. Yes. And during those 11 years, you took care of him in the ways that I could, yes. And you believed that he needed someone to take care of him. I don't know. In some ways. In some ways, I guess, yeah. On direct examination, you use the term larger than life. Do you remember using that term? I do. From what you could see, to many people, he was a larger than life? Yes. Not just to you? Yep. But to you, he was Sean, right? Mm hmm, yes. And that's the name that you used the past 2 days in the courtroom, right? Yes. That's the name his mother gave him. Objection. Withdrawn.
Wow. Okay. So it sounds like what the lawyer is trying to do is establish credibility, trying to establish where Cassie's mind is at, and what kind of motive or what kind of thought process did she have of even being with a person like P. Diddy. And it sounds like what she's doing is she's basically saying, she didn't look at him as the famous, mogul or the famous rapper or the famous businessman. She looked at him as just Sean. So I see where they're going with this already, but let's let them keep cooking.
Question. He might have used other names for other people. Puff, Daddy, P, Diddy, Diddy. But you called him Sean, right? Yesterday, yeah. And that's a part of what made your relationship with him special, is that you knew the real Sean, right? I believe I knew a real version of him, yes. Well, you knew the Sean that other people didn't see. Correct. You knew a version of him that he wouldn't let the rest of the world see. Objection. It's overruled. You knew the Sean that he didn't want anybody else to see but you. Objection. Overruled. They already
Wow.
objecting to this. The government was getting nervous early. Can you repeat? You knew the
So
version of Sean
so this is Diddy's defense that's actually cross examining her. So let's keep going.
that he didn't want anyone else to see but you, save the other people that were invited into this relationship. Can you rephrase that? I'm sorry. You knew of a version of him that the public didn't know, right? Correct, yes. And that many people in his circle, in his world, didn't know. Yes, that's fair to say. Even his family didn't know. Yeah. And you knew, and you always knew how
Okay.
special you were to him, right? No, I don't think I always knew. You sometimes.
Okay. So that's interesting. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna try not to cut it off here, but I'm just giving my thought process on this. Um, she was basically like trying to establish that she knew him in some cases better than you know he knew himself. And what ended up happening is she shot that shit down immediately. She was like, I didn't know him like I thought I did. But let's keep rolling to make sure this phone don't cut off again. I want to go back real quick.
Yes, that's fair to say. Even his family didn't know. Yeah. And you knew, and you always knew how special you were to him, right?
Yeah,
No, I
no.
don't think I always knew.
No, she knew that he or she was not special to him. Unfortunately, she knew that she was not special to him. But let's keep cooking.
You sometimes knew.
She at the basically what I'm trying to say is she was a little bop.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
She was a little bop. At least that is what she was to Diddy. But let's keep going.
Sometimes it's fair. You frequently knew. Sometimes. And that's why it hurt so badly when he lied to you. Yeah. And when he cheated on you. Yes. And that's why it hurt so badly when he promised to tell the truth and be faithful to you and then let you down time again, right? Yeah. You said on direct that you were very jealous. I think insanely jealous is the phrase you used. I did. And he gave you a lot to be jealous of, right? I mean, it's all relative. Yeah. But for 11 years, you put up with that jealousy, right? Not the whole time, no. You were on and off during the relationship. Yeah. But you kept coming back to him for 11 years. I wouldn't use the word coming back. You would continue to get back together with him for 11 years. Yes. Despite his imperfections, his maybe not strong enough.
I gotta say this too, ladies, and I hate to throw this on you guys, but I want to just speak on this real quick. When I'm gonna play this part back again, just real quick. Check this
Get
out.
back together with him for 11 years. Yes. Despite his imperfections, his
Let's go back a
you
little
were
bit
on
more.
and off during the relationship. Yeah. But you kept coming back to him for 11 years. I wouldn't use the word coming back.
Okay, so you hear that? I wouldn't use the word coming back. I wouldn't use that word. Okay. The reason you won't use that word is because it doesn't make you feel good. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make her feel good about the situation. Okay? But when we are in the court of law, let me go ahead and switch. Let me switch this up a little bit so y'all can see me. When we are in the court of law, we want to speak in definite. We want to speak in factual content, factual events, right? This is how men feel all over the world when they try to speak to women about facts. I'm just saying, y'all gonna beat me up. I'm just saying. Now, again, all women don't do this. But with that being said, this is how men feel. We try to speak more in fact, but sometimes the feelings, the way you feel about a word, takes over. And then sometimes women get mad and it's just a whole mess. But anyway, with that being said, let's let her continue.
You would continue to get back together with him for 11 years. Yes. Despite his imperfections, his maybe not strong enough. Yes. His flaws, right? Yes. We are going to talk about all of those. That's because you loved him, right? I did. And for those same 11 years, you put up with all that bullshit. No, she ain't say that. Because you believed that he truly loved you too. I did believe he loved me too. And because you were so in love with him, when he cheated on you, it really hurt. I won't say not overly. Oh, I see. But you did spend a lot of time feeling very hurt during the relationship. I would say in the early stages, yeah. And I want to go back many years to the beginning of your relationship. You fell in love very quickly, right? After your 21st birthday? Yes, it was very quickly. And the early part of your relationship was filled with love and passion, right?
So just, I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm just thinking about this, and I'm gonna make this quick. Think about the the experience um, this young woman got to have at like 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, she gets involved with a music mogul. I mean, her life literally changes in an instant. I don't care if you were brought up good. I don't care if you're poor. I don't care if you're a little wealthy, if you have a little bit of money. He takes it up to the highest echelon that she can probably ever experience. You feel me? He can literally go, be with whoever he wants to. So the experience for this woman, she has no clue what she's getting into when she first is getting into talking to Diddy. She has no clue what she's getting into. I'm not saying that makes her right, and I'm not saying that makes her wrong. What I am saying is I understand the plight. That's all I'm saying. Okay? But let's let her continue.
Yes. Could we bring up for the parties in the court defense Exhibit 1353, please, and the witness? Do you recognize this communication, Miss Ventura? I don't. I am just going to read it. Do you recognize that email address at the top? Yes. That's your an old email address, I assume. Yep. This appears to be an email from you to Mr. Combs, correct? Yes. Can I read through it? We're going to read through it. You just hold on 1 minute. We're about to go through it. I'm going to move for its admission at this point. The court said, any objections? Yes, Your Honor. We object to the top two messages for hearsay. They appear to be offered for their truth. The court said response. And the response was, this is offered for state of mind and effect on the listener, Your Honor. So then the government responds, Your Honor, based on the examination so far on its face, it appears to be offered for the truth. The court said, Miss Estevio, why don't you ask some further questions and then we could determine whether there is a basis for admission on the grounds that you've indicated. Miss Ventura, can you read the first two messages? Objection, not in evidence. The court said, that's true. It's not in evidence. Read it to yourself. Would you please read them just to yourself, Miss Ventura? From the top or the bottom? From the bottom. Why did you send this message, Miss Ventura? I was just communicating with him. It looks like letting him know I was going to dinner. Then she responds, one moment, Your Honor. Miss Ventura, what was going on at this time when these messages were sent? I'm not sure, honestly. What was going on in your relationship with Mr. Combe at the time these messages were sent? This was like early in the relationship, but I'm not like specifically sure of like that date. And what sort of messages would you and Mr. Combs exchange during this time period? Loving, yeah. Would you exchange messages on a regular basis? Yeah. And would you update each other on what you were feeling and thinking in the time you sent the messages? Yeah. And would the messages that you then received from each other be read and reacted to? Yes. I would offer it at this time. Your Honor, same objection is clearly being offered for the truth. The judge is like, overruled. Can you please publish to the jury? Can you read the second message from the top out loud, Miss Ventura? This is from Mr. Combs to you. You want me to read it out loud? Yes, just of the message itself. So she's reading it. It makes me so happy that you would fly to ALT just to see me. I'm truly a lucky man. Oh, this is him. I got to change my voice. It makes me so happy that you would fly to ALT just to see me. I'm truly a lucky man. I love you. Missing you. Can't wait to hold you. Now, would you read your response at the top, please? I'm a very lucky woman. Smiley face. I'm a very lucky woman. I miss you so much. I'd fly wherever you needed me, whenever. I love you, Cass. Thank you. Can we please take this down to bring up just for the parties, the witness in the court defense exhibit 1354? Can you take a look at this and just read it to yourself? Just looking at it, reading it.
Yo, just, I'm sorry to keep on cutting this, y'all, but just think about this. Think about this lifestyle. I'm going to fly you out wherever I am. Isn't that a dope lifestyle? I'm going to fly you out wherever I am. She's never experienced anything like that before. Let's keep going though.
Sure. Do you recognize this to be an email between yourself and Mr. Combs in 2009? That's what it appears to be. I'm almost done reading it. Like, hold on, lady. You just told me to read it. Can I get a minute? Y'all hitting the like button. I know you guys feel, like you're here in this courtroom right now. Hit this like button, okay? All right. Subscribe to the channel. So she's reading it. She said, hold on a second. I'm still reading it. We're going to read it out loud, okay? Don't worry about it. We about to read this out loud. During that time period, would you consistently, again, send messages back and forth with Mr. Combs? In August of 2009, yeah. To update each other on what was going on and what you were thinking, yep. And you read the, see, I'm going to have to look on this other one because my little thing. You read the related to the emails as you received them. I'm gonna have to pull up the other one because when my little watermark is getting in the way of my reading.
It's okay, girl. Go ahead.
Yeah, at this point, move for admission. Object. So the they are objecting. The government is objecting to everything, is what it sounds like. Objection, Your Honor, on a few bases. I don't believe Ms. Ventura has authenticated this document. The bottom, starting from the bottom, that first message has hearsay within hearsay, and then going up to the third message from the bottom and the fourth message from the bottom. And we object on hearsay grounds. That appears to be being offered for the truth. And then the court is telling them, ma'am, there may be a few more questions you can ask. You can try to address those objections. I'm happy to only offer the first four messages. We object to the fourth, and we would need to do a redaction prior to publishing or just zoom in on the top. But we still object to the fourth message, and Ms. Ventura needs to authenticate the document. The court is like, Ms. Estevio, how do you respond to this? Ms. Ventura, does this accurately reflect an email between you and Mr. Combs on August 12, 2009? From what it looks like, yes, but I haven't seen this message in a while, so I don't. Would it then reflect your BlackBerry PIN number? Withdrawn. Would BG, what does BG mean to you? To me, it meant baby girl. Is that what Mr. Combs referred to you as sometimes? Yes. And did you correspond with Mr. Combs via BlackBerry during this time? Yes. And did you correspond with him on a regular basis via BlackBerry? Yeah.
Yo, let's get into this real quick. Y'all gonna want to hear this, all right? Okay. Now, you guys know me. I'm not into the younger chicks. As far as me, I like my women a little bit more mature. I like them older. But with that being said, a lot of men out there like women that are younger. And the reason why I want to touch on this topic is not because, we're going to get into that whole talk or that debate that, men like dating younger women and stuff. I really never did like the argument for that on the man's side. I really didn't. I think we should be more clearer on what we're actually arguing when it comes to men liking younger women. Is that a byproduct because she's younger? Is it a byproduct of what men are actually looking for? Yes, it is. It happens that when men actually look for women with these qualities that I'm about to mention to you in a second, these women tend to be a little bit more younger. If you actually see this in an older woman, that just means you have a rare gem. And I mean, and when I say this, I mean this for real, you guys. If you see it in a woman that's your age, maybe a little bit younger, that is a rare gem. Either that or she's a damn good actor. Okay? And be careful on them actors. But but the point I'm trying to make is it's not really that the women are younger per se. Like I said, that's a byproduct. It's more of, yeah, yes, baby. The sweetness, the humbleness, the meekness. When a lion is roaring, you don't calm that lion down or get to the bottom of a situation by roaring at the lion, because he's just going to roar louder than you. You soften yourself and you turn that roaring lion into a fucking puddle. That's what you do. And I'm saying this out of love, you guys. I really am. Because there's a lot of women that are out there and they will buck at their husbands, or they will buck at their boyfriends or their significant others. But if you just was like, just meek, just came at him, I'm sorry, babe. I promise you, I promise you, that dude is going to melt. To melt. It's just, it is what it is, you guys. And I do hear men say this a lot on these channels. So I guess I'll just repeat it here. Um, when men melt like that, it's really you ladies' superpower to do that. That is genuinely your superpower. And you choose not to use it. And I do not know why. Because you would get essentially everything you wanted. And I'm not talking about financial, I'm not talking about monetary wise. I'm speaking in reference to the love, the affection, the time, the appreciation, for you. You would get those things. And this isn't for everyone, okay? This isn't even for half the people that are watching. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you were just sweet, men normally would do whatever they could for you. If it's a man who really cares about you, because some, I ain't gonna even go there. We gonna let her continue though. Let's get it.
Would you use your BlackBerry to say update each other?
Let's make sure this is playing. Bear with me for one second, because I'm not getting no sound. And I need to get some sound in here. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this.
On what you are thinking and what was going on at the time? Yes. Would you read these messages and then react to them? Yes. Move for admission. The court said this portion of the exhibit will be admitted. The government said, Your Honor, we maintain our objection to the bottom email. The court's like, I understand. I got it. So then she asked him to publish it to the jury. She said, I'm going to read the bottom from Mr. Combs' message, and I would ask that you read yours. So he said, I love you so much. It makes me cry. And so has 5 O's attached to it. So I guess it has, I love you so much. It makes me want to cry. You hungry, Pop Pop?
Pop? Oh
Nope, thank you. No prob. Let me know. You can take this down, Mr. McLeod. Please just show the parties, the court, and the witness defense exhibit 1359. Miss Ventura, this document, does it also say BG, new pen in the from column at the top? I see that, yes. And again, BG would refer to baby girl, and that would be you. Yes. And again, would you frequently correspond on BlackBerry with Mr. Combs? When we had Blackberries, yes. She said, move for admission, no objection. Okay, the government ain't object. This will be admitted. Can we go to the 3rd page of this document? 2nd page. I'm sorry. Our copy has 2. I'm going to read the 3rd message from the top from Pop Pop. You understand that to refer to Mr. Combs, correct? Yes. Did it make you miss me? She says, so that's the text message. Did it make you miss me? And she responds, you want me to read the next part? Yes, please. A lot. You didn't even respond to my message. So she says, can you please take this down and put up defense exhibit 1360? Again, this says BG new pen. Does this accurately reflect the communication between you and Mr. Combs via BlackBerry in 2010? Yeah. Move for admission. Your Honor, we need a moment to review the document. All right. Your Honor, we object to hearsay grounds to all the messages except the top 2 messages on page 1 and the last message on page 2. The court said that objection is overruled. 1360 will be admitted. Miss Ventura, we're going to read from the bottom up. Do you mind reading the BG new pen messages? Going to sleep. Now so that, what is she saying? Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to pull up this other one because, honey, this is getting on my nerves now. Okay. She says, going to sleep now so it can be tomorrow faster and you can be home. I love you. Love my baby. Smiley face. I love you so much. It consumes my life. How did that happen? I don't know. I wonder the same thing for myself all of the time. Like, who was I before we decided to be together?
It don't sound like Cassie is. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Do it. When you hear that, does it sound like she's really in love with him, or does it sound like she just playing him? Let me know what you guys think. Let's keep going.
It could be like this. How do you have me this way? LOL. What do you mean? I'm so happy that we fell in love. We are so in love, so don't do anything else. That's not true. Oh, I'm sorry. We are so in love, we don't do anything else. That's not true. But you're going to have to work so hard, 4 times as hard as me, which takes a lot of time. Miss Ventura, this exhibit is from April 4th, 2010. At this point, how long had you been seeing Mr. Combs? He was spitting some whack gang too. Like, what?
Yeah.
I can't believe I love you so much. It's consuming my whole life. You're everything. Like, Diddy, come on now, bro.
Yeah.
At this
Maybe that's
point,
just
I would
him.
say like 2.5 years. Mr. McLeod, can you please put up Defense Exhibit 1355 just for the parties, the court, and the witness? Does this accurately reflect the communication between you and Mr. Combs via BlackBerry on August 15, 2009? May I read it? Yes, of course. And then the government gets up. Your Honor, there has at least 3 pages. Could we make sure that the witness sees all three? Mr. McLeod? The court said, Miss Ventura, if you need to see the next page, you can just let Miss Estevio know. Is there another page or is that it? Was this all of the pages? Because I was supposed to read it this way. I believe there should be a third page. So Mr. McLeod, he must be the one, the dep that's working the publishing the exhibits to the screen. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I was confused. That's all. Yes. Is the government still reviewing? The court. I think the witness is still reviewing. When Miss Ventura, when you're finished looking at it, I think I'm good. Miss Estevio, I know I'm messing this lady's name up. Does this reflect a communication between you and Mr. Combs on August 15th of 2009? It looks that way, yeah. Yep. Move for admission, no objection. This exhibit will be admitted. Turning to page 3, the second from the top, beginning with amazing. Can you read that one? Amazing. I love you so much. It made me feel like I can't wait until we don't care anymore. LOL. What did you mean by until we don't care anymore? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't seen this message in a while, but we definitely were not open about our relationship for the beginning part. Yeah. Can we go down to the second from the bottom, beginning with the subject line, and then the second from the bottom? That's
Wow. So okay, so they're establishing that they at some point they were hiding the relationship. But let's keep going.
says, read my last tweet. You say, OMG, pop pop. Can I respond or write something about my man? Does that help you? Does it give context for what you meant by I can't wait until we don't care anymore? Yeah, it's still kind of the same meaning to me. Go ahead. It was about a post, right? So I'm looking. Does it suggest that you're looking forward to being public with your relationship? That I can agree with, yeah. Because at that time, it was still relatively secret. Is that right? In 2009, yeah. How long had you been together with Mr. Combs at that point? I think, like I said, it was about 2.5 years by now, by August.
Dang, they
Okay,
are
can we
going through so many messages. Like, uh, basically, like 8 years ago. Like, I wouldn't be able to remember everything that I said to my wife, even 5 days ago. So, but that's crazy how the brain remembers and you can recall back on a lot of things that you talked about. But let's let her continue.
go to the first page, please? The top 3 lines, top 3 messages. What do you say the third message from the top? Pop, pop, I really miss you. Mr. Combs says, me too, baby. Damn, I can't wait till I see you. What did you say? Me too. While you were seeing Mr. Combs for the
Did he sound like an old dirty man? Did he sound like an old dirty man? This fool. Yeah, he started to sound nasty. Let's keep going, man.
duration of your relationship, did he frequently travel? Yes. How frequently was he traveling generally? Weekly, I would say. And were you traveling pretty frequently as well? Frequently, not as much as him. Even though you were in a relationship with each other, you weren't together all the time, right? No. In fact, you often had long breaks from each other when you didn't get to see each other, right? Yeah. And he sometimes would have to travel for long periods of time when he was doing something for work. Yeah. And the same for you. If you're going to film elsewhere or you had some event, you would not be together, right? Yep. Can we please bring up Defense Exhibit 1364 just for the parties, the court, and the witness? Ms. Ventura, does this reflect a communication between you and Mr. Combs via BlackBerry on April 22nd, 2010? May I read it? Yes, I read it. Does it reflect a communication between you and Mr. Combs? Yes. Move for admission. No objection. 1364 is admitted. Please publish to the jury. Can you please read your message to Mr. Combs at the bottom? Page is 55. Okay. So you hung up. It's like I need to have something written out to say to you with no breathing room, or you'll get mad at me and hang up. I haven't talked to you at all. I know you can take 3 minutes out of your day to talk to me, and you don't even try. You're in too much of a rush to get me off the phone. That's not being in a relationship with somebody that you love and are in love with. I'm really hurt by the way you deal with me. I don't need your money. I need some attention. I am thankful, but I can pay for these things myself. So she says she didn't need his money. She just wanted him to spend some time with her.
I'm sorry, ladies. I gotta cut this off one more time. Although, from a now I'm just thinking from a perspective. I don't have a daughter or anything like that, but I'm just thinking of a perspective of a dad with a daughter, and you know, I would probably have to look at my daughter and tell her, like, baby, this man that you married, he is a mogul. Everyone knows him. He has to do business all over the world. He's It's not going to be a lot of time. Mainly maybe not until like he, retires or something like that. This is going to be your life if you choose to live this life. I would probably have a conversation like that with her. But at the same time, that also doesn't mean that he can do weird shit and not have absolutely any time for her. I mean, there's a balance. There's definitely a balance, but let's keep going.
Come on in and have a seat. As you come in, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We are reading the transcript from today's cross examination, so we're going to have line by line instead of summaries, okay? And we're going to read as much as we can while we can, because these pages are long, as you can imagine. Let's go. I believe you testified on direct examination that you frequently wanted more time with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And it was important to you to get your special time with him. Yeah. And it was common for lots of people to want to spend time with him, right? Right. He was in high demand, right? Yes. Why is that? Why do people want to spend so much time with him? Objection, speculation. The court said you can rephrase. Why did you want to spend so much time with him? Well, I wanted to spend so much time with him. I mean, at this point in 2010, because I had fallen in love with him and cared about him very much. When you said in your direct testimony that he was a larger than life figure or personality, what did you mean by that? Larger than life. I mean, he's a charismatic, like big personality that everyone really loved. So larger than life would be that. Thank you. And you testified that you were in love with him and wanted to make him happy, right? Yep. What about him made you fall in love with him? That's what we want to know. I haven't thought about it in a while. The beginning of the relationship was really, I think
Wow.
of spoke about it already. It was really fast.
She wasn't in love with Diddy. She wasn't in love with Diddy. Look, check this out, y'all. I know why I love my wife. I know I love my wife because she's sweet, she's humble, um, she's patient with me, she's funny. Uh, I appreciate the fact that she thinks about me. She has my best interest in hand. She's faithful. I appreciate those things. I can say that off the cuff, just automatically. And you mean to tell me that you've been with this man for 10 years and you didn't remember why you fell in love with him? Something is wrong. Let's keep going though.
And fast paced, scary. But the more I spent with him and got to know him, it was just his really personality. At least what I thought was his really personality came out, and I liked who that was. What about it did you like? Just very sweet, attentive. Yeah. You have repeatedly testified on direct that you loved him and therefore wanted to make him happy, right? Yeah. And you didn't want him to think that you thought withdrawn. You testified.
I'm sorry, but she's a young girl in these text messages, bro. A young girl. I'm seeing both people's sides, you guys. So just bear with me. We're about to wrap it up in a second, but let's let her cook for just a little bit longer.
That you were afraid that he would find someone else if you did not agree to have sex with him in the way that he wanted, right? Objection, Your Honor. That misstates the testimony. You testified that you were afraid. Withdrawn, withdrawn. You testified, you stated when you really care about somebody and you're in love with them, you don't want to disappoint them, right? Yes. And that reflected how you felt at the time with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And you testified, I wanted to make him happy, right? Yes. And you testified, I didn't want him to think that I thought anything bad of him for it, right? Right. What did you mean by that? Objection, Your Honor. Can we just clarify that it is in that message and a time period? The attorney for Combs said it's referring to freak offs. I can repeat it. You were asked, why did you agree to try a freak off? You answered, I wanted to make him happy. I was in a really significantly mature relationship that I don't think I was prepared for. Now that I look at it, but yeah, I loved him. I didn't want him to think that I thought anything bad of him for it. I just wanted to make him happy, right? Yep. That's how
Wow.
you felt at that time, right? At the time, I wanted to make him happy. Yep. And you also testified about a communication that you had with him where you said, I love you so much. You make me a better woman, daughter, sister, and person. I hope you always know how much I love you and appreciate you, right? Objection, Your Honor. Can we get a time period for that quote? No, overruled. The judge is over these objections too. He's like, listen, can she cross-examine? Sorry. Isn't it true that you testified that you had previously told him, I love you so much. You make me a better woman, daughter, sister, person. I hope you always know how much I love and appreciate you, right? I definitely wrote these messages. Yep, that's me. And that's how you felt at the time. Yeah, whatever time that was. Yep. We will get there, I'm sure. Okay. And you also wrote, you can't wait until we have a baby of our own to celebrate Father's Day. I love you with all my heart, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's for those that were on here talking about you can tell that's why she didn't have a baby by him. And I'm like, it was my understanding that she did
These they deserve each other, bro. They, they deserve each other. Let's keep going on.
want to have a baby by him. And she's basically confirmed that she did want to have a kid by him. And you were asked why you sent that message, and you said because I loved him and it was Father's Day. Yes. And you knew he would appreciate that as a father. I thought so. You knew that he had his six children at the time, right? Yep. You also testified that you wanted to be around him and you wanted to be around him for the same reason as everyone else at the time, right? That's what you said yesterday. Okay. And you said it's just this exciting. He's just this exciting, entertaining, fun guy, right? Yep, I'm sure I said that. And that's how you felt. Mm-hmm. You said it felt special because not a lot of people got that kind of time with him, right? Yep. And that you really fell in love with him and you were just like a little shadow for a little while. Yes. You also testified that it was a very different relationship from other relationships you had before, right? Well, it was, yes. It was exciting. It was much different and it was passionate. There was passion, yes. And it opened up your world tremendously, right?
Of
Hmm.
course.
There's not really a yes or no answer to that
Come
one for
on
me.
now.
Did it open up your world? In a
It
different way, yeah, I'll say that.
it did.
Is
It
it
opened
fair to
up your
say that
world.
he
Stop
trusted you
playing.
with his secrets? I think that's fair to say. And that meant that you held a special place in his heart. Yeah. And that you wanted to keep that trust. Yep. And earn that trust. I don't know that I wanted to earn it. You did earn it. I did earn it, yeah. So to make him happy, you told him that you wanted to do freak offs, right? No, there's a lot more to that. I'm sure we will get there.
That boy,
Can we please put up the
it's like an ejaculation that's not coming. I'm sorry. They trying to get to the freak offs and they just leading up to it. Um, I think we're gonna leave it right there. We are going to play exactly where we left off here tonight. I'm gonna make sure that I air the show a little bit earlier tomorrow. We're gonna try to get it in at 6 o'clock at night Pacific Standard Time if you guys want to go over this transcript, because I can only imagine the next part of it is just going to be crazy. It's going to be a situation where they talking about baby oil, they talking about sex with male strippers. All I can only imagine. It's going to be wild. So with that being said, you guys, I appreciate you so much for hanging with me. Please make sure that you like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, you guys. Seriously. Thank you to my wife. Shouts out to my boy Aaron. Um, oh, shouts out to Ed, man. It's his birthday today, bro. Happy birthday, man. Me and Ed, man, we go back since Florida High School. We were in Mr. Edraline's class, in the little it was like film class. I remember Ed was doing some wild stuff. So shout out to him. Shout out to him, man. Appreciate him, and I hope he's having a wonderful birthday. With that being said, I will holler at you guys later. I appreciate you so much. Doses. Peace, you guys.